here we are. It's the next episode of My Friend Ben. I'm Taryn, and this is my friend.
I'm Ben.
Ben.
I'm a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an exciting day. We just released our actual first episode like an hour ago.
Yes. So first episodes, we're on iTunes now.
We're on iTunes and Stitcher and YouTube.
Stitcher, yeah, and YouTube. So all our mediums are there.
Yeah, and in our living room is my living room.
Yeah.
Not our living room.
Yeah.
My living room.
No. And so yeah, I think. Oh, we also have the website, which is kind of up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
so
up.
myfriendbenpodcast.com.
.girlwritingcode.com.
Yeah, you don't need that part.
I know, but when it refreshes, it goes there, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I'll have to work on that.
That's
so
cool.
hopefully by the time you watch this,
matter.
you
It's
can
just
just
a
type
URL.
my friend Ben.
People don't actually type in full website URLs in the
No.
website. They just go, my friend, and then it pops up with their cache, and everything's good to go.
Right. Yeah, hopefully. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. No one's going to pay attention to it.
No.
But they will now that I'm talking
Right,
about it.
now that you brought it up,
So
everyone's
maybe
going to be
that
like,
was a terrible
hey,
idea.
hey. Yeah, so.
Anyways.
Well, that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about films.
We are here to talk about films and life.
Yes. You always want to talk about life. Why don't you talk about life, Ben?
Well, today was a crazy day of work for both of us.
Okay,
And
yeah.
we're both tired.
Yes.
And that affects what's going to happen today. So we can only be so good at entertaining.
Yeah.
Because we both had long days today.
Entertainers have lives too.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Everything at work decided to break today.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I had to fix all our robot and then the software, and I was on the phone with all these people, and it was like
Aw.
cleaning fibers.
Wait,
and
I'm sorry,
back
did
in
you
this-
say robot?
Yeah.
You guys have a robot?
We have all of our media is stored on tape
Okay.
because LTO tape, which is I don't know what it stands for, but
Right.
everything
No one
in the
knows.
industry is going back to tape because it's
Oh.
sturdy and
Okay.
it lasts a long time.
Okay.
And so it's like 6.5 terabyte tape.
Okay.
So we have a robot that like has 100 storage slots and just moves tapes
Oh,
in
the
and
little
out.
arm.
Yeah,
Little
it just
arm.
is an arm.
Yeah,
We
see, a
call it a
robot has
robot.
a face. Like, I mean, you have
It's
a
got
robotic
like
arm.
a whole face on the machine. And
Bring
a
photos
screen.
next time. Bring
I
photos.
got photos. I can show
Because
you
I'm like,
photos.
no, unless it has a face, it's not a robot, it's an arm.
It's a
It's
robotic
like a
arm.
6-disc changer in your car.
Right, but it's still
But
robotic,
it
which
has
therefore robot.
An arm. I'm gonna let that go. But,
so it broke and I had to fix it, and so I was there longer today and
yeah.
just finished the movie we were going to talk about
Okay.
as she got here.
Yes.
And she watched the end of it with me.
Right. It's been a long time because we're talking about Baz Lurhmann, the director, versus.
Wes Anderson, the director. But
Yeah.
only kind of.
Yeah.
Because she's only seen one Wes Anderson movie.
Yes.
I, however, have seen 3 Baz Lurhmann movies.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well, that's because Baz Luhrmann's awesome and Wes Anderson is okay.
I've seen, I'm not going to let that go. I've seen Moulin Rouge,
Yes.
Great Gatsby, and this movie, Romeo
Yes.
plus Juliet, which is the one I just watched.
Yes.
It's the one you gave me to watch.
Yes.
To talk about it on this episode.
Right, exactly, because it's a classic. I mean,
Romeo and Juliet's a classic.
No,
yes.
that film's
Baz
a
Luhrmann
classic.
version,
It's the beginning of Baz
Not so
Luhrmann's,
much.
kind of style.
terrible.
And it's in the middle
Awful
of the
style.
Red Curtain trilogy. So it was Strictly Ballroom, and then Romeo plus Juliet, and then Moulin Rouge, which made its way to the AFI's 100 Best Films of All Time list. But they were all done in this really opulent, excessive
Terrible.
kind of style.
Terrible.
And so he calls them the Red Curtain.
Ostentatious.
Ostentatious, yeah. Why are you mad though?
That's the word I use
Why
to
you
describe Baz
mad?
Luhrmann is ostentatious.
Yes, it's flashy and splashy.
Yeah,
Like,
you know who else is flashy? Wes Anderson, but he actually lets you look at something.
It's not flashy.
It is. And all the set design is beautiful and just like well pieced together, and it's all like very meticulous.
Okay, I'll let the audience weigh in on that. Yeah, but no,
Flash is probably the wrong word, but its showmanship is in every frame.
it's very well crafted.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to look at really. So I mean, there's such a difference.
To look at?
There's such a difference. There's such a difference. So okay, well let's address the films before we address the overarching themes
That's true.
of
Okay.
like their work, of the two
Right,
guys' work.
of their
So
style.
explain why you like Wes Anderson so much.
Okay, I like Wes. Well, okay. So the reason Fantastic Mr. Fox is the first Wes Anderson movie I ever saw.
Okay.
So I was in college. Me and 2 friends were going to see a movie. I don't remember what movie we were going to see, but that movie was out of the theater. We didn't, like, none of us had smartphones back then, so we didn't just, like, check to see what was
Yeah.
playing in the theater. We thought it was still in theater, and we showed
Yeah.
up there, and it wasn't there. And so my friend was like, oh, I heard Fantastic Mr. Fox was good. Let's go see that. And so we
Okay.
went and saw it, and I had never seen a movie like it.
Okay.
I mean, stylistically, it was so... I didn't know movies could be like that. I was like, the dryness of the humor that was in it,
Yeah.
it was so deadpan the whole time. And the
Okay.
claymation was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then the way it was framed and the way, like, his whole style was handled, I was just so unique, and I'd never seen anything like it.
Okay.
And so I love the painting of every frame. Every frame could just be a picture, and it would be a good picture. It's like a well-structured, like there's that clip in the movie when the train's going by, you know,
Okay.
and it's really, really far, and you just see the train in the middle of the screen,
Kind of.
and there's the
What else is
foreground, the
in-
middle ground. It's nothing. It's just you
It's
see
the
the train
train.
going by.
Okay.
It's like a transition,
Okay. That's
And-
probably why I don't remember it, but go ahead.
but it's amazingly, like, put together. So you've got your foreground, and you've got this train just going along the back, just very slow. And then you've got this beautiful background. And it's all stop motion. And it just
Yeah.
looks so pretty.
Okay.
And you just sit there and you just bask in the beauty of the frame that he's created for you to look at.
No.
Yeah.
But okay.
That's why I love... And I also love
Okay.
Fantastic Mr. Fox because I think it's hilarious. It made me laugh
Yeah.
a lot.
Really?
And so I thought it was a very funny movie.
Interesting.
The whole thing with the eyes...
What
when
about
it's
their eyes?
wiggly eyes, when he's talking to Kylie and Kylie isn't getting it, and so his eyes just go from
That's the little mole
being
thingy
an eye,
or
yeah.
whatever?
his
Okay,
eye goes
yeah.
from being an eye to being the swirly
Yeah.
eyes. I just thought it was so funny.
I mean,
I
it
thought
is
that was
funny,
so creative.
but it's like, it is creative. But like, yeah, I don't know. It did not move me in any emotional manner. And it's also
That makes one of us.
horrible that this is the second time I've had to see a talking fox in like a month.
What was the first time?
Because in
You watched
Zootopia,
Robin
we
Hood?
just
Oh,
watched
Zootopia.
Zootopia. So
Right.
I'm like, oh my god, it's like another talking fox and blueberries. Come on, like.
Hey, dogs love blueberries.
Dogs love blueberries, foxes love blueberries, we all love blueberries.
I love blueberries.
So yeah, doesn't everybody? But yeah, so that was kind of weird
Blueberry.
too. I think
It's
I
a
was
great podcasting
having,
hosting service.
Like,
So we
is
use
it?
blueberry. We use blueberry for our
Aw,
podcast.
Everyone loves blueberry.
We're trying to get. We don't have the ad. We're just trying to get them to advertise and sponsor us.
Right. So it's like we show you some love, show
Free
us some love.
sponsor, yeah, blueberry.
I don't know. I guess I saw it and I could appreciate the craftsmanship of it, right? So like you said, it's stop motion, but I mean stop motion was like the 70s. Like that's what everything was. Like you don't understand. Like when I was a kid, you watch a stupid little snowman with Frosty
Oh, I
and the
saw
other
that. I
stupid
watched
little
that when I was a
Christmas
kid.
stuff. It's all stop motion. Like that's significant, but it's like not that significant. You know what I mean? So like
But
okay,
nobody does that
great.
anymore.
I know it's like really hard to do,
I
and
know.
these stop motion characters had fur, so they weren't just like Gumby or just clay.
Right.
Gumby was really creepy. Have you ever watched original Gumby? And why did he make noise when he moved? Like, what was it? That's just gross. Like, ew, stop. So, like, but there was a lot of stop motion actually in the early 80s and like the 70s. There's a really creepy stop motion where it's something about Mark Twain and some kids, and then the devil shows the kids how he feels about humanity and like does this whole thing. It's like the history of man and then crushes everyone at the end.
Oh, good.
Creepy. Go find it and creep yourself out. But I mean, so I appreciate the craftsmanship of it because that is unique, as well as all the animals kind of had like some sort of fur hair,
Yeah.
which is really tough to work with, right?
And you see that as the stop motion goes, you
So-
just see their hair just like waving.
Yeah,
the
you
whole
see it
time.
like moving. You know, they
moving.
try to make it look like they're crying, so their little marble eyes are
Yeah.
crying. Yeah,
and there's
but
that
like,
scene when he's in front of the waterfall and he's crying and there's just all
Yeah.
this water behind him.
it's just, you know, that was really dramatic. I was like, that was well framed, especially for stop motion. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that was so extra. That's
Right.
literally what I was thinking. I was like, that was really extra.
As
Especially
in,
because
really well done.
as an extra, as in like, it's a fox and he's fake. Like,
Yeah, but
why?
mise en scène, like, just study a Wes Anderson movie. If you want to study mise en scène.
Why? Like, I'm just like, for what though? So the thing is also, I was confused about like, who is the audience for this film? It's PG, which is adorable, because they kept saying cuss word. And they'd be like, what the cuss?
You cussing with me? See?
Which, that was hysterical. That was like the funniest part of the entire movie. But
You
to
cussing
sit
with me?
through how many hours just to like giggle every time they said, what the cuss word? Like,
They didn't say word, just what the
So-
cuss.
well, and then every now and again, yeah, it was like cuss word. Someone would just yell cuss word. And that was amusing. But, like, it was weird because, yeah, it was PG, but it was, like, a little bit slow and grown up for kids. So I was a little bit confused as to what they were trying to do.
No, his audience was absolutely...
But
children can watch it, but the audience was not children.
Yeah, so that's a really weird place to have a movie, but I think that's just the
You always think like a producer.
That's the
Always
producer
think
in me.
like a
It's like, can you make this for $10? Because there's no audience, right? So, yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
don't
movie
know.
was really expensive. He's actually got another movie in the works right now. So
Okay.
that's another stop motion. So that's his
Okay.
only stop motion. His style is
Wow.
very, like, stop motion works really well for his style.
Okay.
A lot of
'Cause it
people don't
seems a
like his
little
live action
slow.
stuff because it's
Yeah.
the same pace and the same style, but not stop motion.
Right.
And so, but he's got another one about dogs that's in the works. And so, I'm really excited about it.
Okay. We'll be excited.
Yeah.
You enjoy that.
Yeah.
Like you and 10 other people on Wes Anderson.
There
You enjoy that.
are more than 10. You should spend some time just, Googling about Wes Anderson. There are a lot of fan pages.
But see, it's also funny because I think this is one of the things, like, he's really highly praised by critics, and I feel like anytime critics highly praise a particular director, I'm going to be like, shoulder shrug. So, it's because there's a certain type of film that is highly praised by the critics, a certain type of film that goes to the Oscars and wins, and it's the kind of films that most people don't really want to watch. So, you can tell by the box office receipts that most of the films that are critically acclaimed are not things that people generally want to watch.
But that's like most art, though.
Yeah,
Like,
which is kind of funny.
The stronger the art,
Unless
the
your name
better
is
the art.
Banksy.
Yeah.
What?
But even
Yeah.
then, like, a lot of people didn't like Banksy as much as they like other stuff. I mean, he's not like, people don't respect Banksy like they respect
Right.
Thomas Kincaid. Exactly. But who's a better artist?
Wait, but also, like, I feel like that was so left field, though.
I was trying to come up with someone.
Okay.
You can't really compare the two.
Well, no, you can't, because I feel like if you ask people over 50, do you know Thomas Kincaid? They're going to say yes. If you ask people over 50, do you know Banksy? They'll be like, what's a Banksy? You know? So it's also a generation gap thing.
That's true.
But people under a certain age will
That's
be like,
true.
yeah, I know who Banksy is, you know?
That's true.
And they'll be like, my grandma had a cup, you know? Like Thomas
Well, there are
Kincaid.
definitely exceptions. I mean, there are absolutely exceptions. Like, the Beatles are an exception to that. They were critically
Right.
acclaimed as well as really popular.
Yeah.
And so, but for the most part, the really like art that pushes the envelope is not the same thing that is
That people
popcorn
like.
fodder. That's gonna get the most people to sit in a chair and watch a movie.
Well, no, it's true, and I think when the Beatles were getting more acclaim, like, that music I don't like as much as the early stuff, which is
Yeah.
really poppy, so
Right.
I like the poppy stuff.
Right, but they were still like, even in their poppy stuff, they were really good. They were really talented musicians.
I
They
guess.
played a lot of hours of music together.
I guess, I mean, the melodies were pretty simple, though. Like, I feel like if I could potentially learn to play it, it ain't that complicated. So,
Okay, that's true.
yeah, but it was, I mean, that's the music of the time was really simple. It was
Right.
like, boom, shake,
Right,
like,
it was.
It
And then they pushed
so
the envelope.
Basic. Yeah, and they went to India like everyone else had a cliche.
Well,
Yeah.
they started
So-
the cliche, it became a cliche afterwards.
That's true. They made it a thing. I
So.
think they were okay. They were forerunners in that regard.
Yeah, they were.
Um,
Was it you that were talking about that?
yeah, we were talking
On
about
Sunday.
the Beatles, and it's interesting because that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, as far as them being forerunners as a band, and I was like, I'm with you. But like as musicians in general, it's like, yeah, there's tons of other people who are equally influential, if not more.
Yes, but
influential.
they're the most because they started everything. They started it all. They started.
I'm trying to save your life right now.
They opened up.
Black Twitter, please do not go off on him. He does not know what he's talking about. So, I'm trying to save your life. I'm trying to give you an
That's the
out.
whole point of this
I'm
podcast.
trying to give you an out. You're not taking it.
That's the whole
But
point
it's
of this
funny because
podcast.
as a band, I was like, well, you know what though? Really, bands weren't a thing. It was all like doo-wop, like it was like 4 guys singing or like 5 girls singing. So it wasn't really about the instrumentation, and like the people who played the instruments didn't have as much influence as like the people who were singing.
Right.
So for bands, I was like, actually, band-wise, as far as like a band being a unit and like all of the members being kind of important, I guess they were. I still don't know why people thought which one was supposed to be the cute one. I thought George was the cute
Paul
one.
McCartney.
People always thought
Absolutely.
Paul was like the cute
Paul
one.
is the most attractive Beatle.
And I'm like, George, everyone, get your lives together. So even on that regard, I'm just like, I don't understand. I'm not saying George had a good personality. I'm saying like you line up some pictures, put them in a
Paul McCartney.
line, and I'm like,
Every time I choose Paul.
ew. Okay, just seriously, ew. So, back on topic though. Let's talk about what Lurhmann rules. Let's talk about this.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about
Look,
Baz Lurhmann.
let's talk about why he rules. Okay, let's talk about the facts. Do you have to bring numbers into the picture? Look at this. I wrote these numbers down.
You can bring numbers.
Wes Anderson, his worldwide gross on like all of his movies is about $448 million.
$448 million.
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
In the States, it's only $290 million because people do not care. I can sing the chorus from a Korean song. I don't care. Yeah, okay. So, but interestingly enough, Baz Lurhmann.
Know what that song is.
I don't 21. I'm not gonna clap because we're on the mic. Okay, so then Baz Lurhmann, this guy with his little 5 films, 5. Wes Anderson has done 8 so far. 5 films, $901 million worldwide.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? So
I mean, if you think the higher grossing film, the better, then yes, it's amazing. But I could say, oh, let's look at Marvel movies and how much money they've made, and are they the best?
they all do the same thing. It is a franchise. That's a good question because we could go on the list. But if you go on the list of highest grossing films, the fact that Baz Lurhmann does have real humans in his films and has still made that list is really impressive.
Yeah, that's
there
true.
We go.
That's true.
So it's interesting because I feel like my what is it, like the watermark for all things is going to be Tyler Perry, our hometown Atlanta filmmaker. So this was curious because Tyler Perry's stuff is really domestic, right? Like it doesn't have like a super big international audience.
And it, even in the domestic nature of it, it appeals to one.
It's still like a niche audience, so this is really crazy. So typically, but what will crack you up is finding out who all else is going to those films.
A lot of white people go see it.
But it's really funny because like Tyler Perry's worldwide gross, right, which not much of it's from the world, is $750 million, which is
that's
crazy.
more than Wes Anderson.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's like almost twice as much, and then like adjusted for inflation, it's domestically that's like $854 million, right? Which is insane because even Baz Lurhmann domestically has made like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre. So that's why, because people are like, who keeps bankrolling Tyler Perry? I'm like, well, they looked at the numbers and they were like, why not? Like, they don't care what he puts out. It's like
he gets the butts in the seats.
Yeah, he's making a lot of money. So it's kind of funny.
Or syndication, that also makes him money. So
I know that's not even counting all the like
the
TV shows they have on. It's probably like 20 TV shows, which is another.
So those numbers are only movies.
That's just movies. It's Box Office Mojo.
That's so
Call
crazy.
me. Yeah, I'm on Box Office Mojo all the time. So yeah, that's the calculations from their site. But I think the thing is, Baz Lurhmann is all about spectacles. So right, he's a guy who comes from the opera. He comes from the stage. And like when you see a really good stage production, like if you see like a Phantom of the Opera, or I think he did like La Boheme or something, or was it Madame and Butterfly?
I don't know.
I should have looked that up and written that down.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's done really big. You can totally, if it matters. I think those are both still pretty opulent shows, both of those.
Yeah.
And so coming from the stage, when you see a really good stage production, spectacle, they talk about that all the time in like theater, right? So what are you doing to produce spectacle, like especially in musical theater? And so every inch of the stage, in a really good opera, you're going to use the like foreground, you're going to use all 3 stories or 4 stories, however high the ceiling is. And so you see that in his work. And I don't know, I'm a really big like musical theater fan, I'm a really big stage fan, and so to see someone manipulate film in that way, and with the camera you get to choose what you're looking at. And so there's a lot of that I felt like in Romeo and Juliet, you see it a lot. You see it a little bit in Gatsby, but that's not a part of the Red Curtain trilogy. And so it's really in the sense of like.
Ever made. I hated that movie.
So we're talking about Romeo and Juliet right now.
I know, but that movie was awful.
So you've got all of these amazing things on the set, as it were, in the physical space, and then he's making decisions with the camera as to which layers of that we're going to take a look at. So there's colors, there's textures, there's costumes, there's beautiful people, and there's always a big party scene, because that's what he does. And visually, it's so much more interesting.
But it's not, though.
Than something that's paced a lot more slowly, with a lot fewer colors.
But see, Wes Anderson might have more colors than Baz Lurhmann does.
You're going to make me pull 2 side-by-side clips.
Palettes are crazy. The amount of color that he uses in his movies.
Then why did you choose The Fantastic Mr. Fox? Because that is a bad portrayal. There's like wheat fields or something, a couple of barns. Like, the fox is wearing a khaki suit, but his body is khaki. Like,
well,
what are you
it's not my fault that you've only seen one Wes Anderson movie.
I've watched the trailers to all the other ones.
Yeah, Grand Budapest Hotel was, like, so colorful.
Maybe it was.
It was
you chose
really
wrong.
colorful.
It sounds like you chose wrong.
No, I just picked my favorite, so I didn't pick the most colorful. I didn't know that was going to be the topic of discussion.
It's part of it. You cannot compare like something that's not colorful to Baz Lurhmann. Because it's like, it's unfair.
We're comparing the directors, though.
Right. So, I mean, it's about texture. Like, I feel there's just a sense of, like, texture, and it is spectacle that you don't necessarily see in film, right? So maybe people who can't or would not buy a $50 ticket to a theater show are getting some of that same texture in the movie theater. You know, when they go
but
to
see, that just makes me mad, because I also love theater, and I go see shows.
What's your favorite musical then?
My favorite musical?
Yes.
Right now, I haven't seen it, but it's Hamilton.
No, something you've seen.
Wicked.
Okay. It's a pretty typical choice. A lot of people like it.
I understand. I've seen Phantom, and I didn't really like it. Because Andrew Lloyd Webber ruined Broadway. And Lin-Manuel Miranda is pulling it out of its terrible, terrible depths.
Let's count 5 seconds. It's like a moment of silence for somebody saying something against Andrew Lloyd Webber.
I'm just kidding. I don't mind Andrew Lloyd Webber because I really loved Joseph and Amazing.
I mean, Cats. I get you.
I never saw Cats.
I can't with Cats.
But Phantom, I don't understand the appeal. Like, my mom and my sister love it, and they sing it all the time. I've seen the movie. I've seen it on stage.
The movie sucked, though.
Granted, like, the Fox isn't the best venue to see stage plays.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, the sound is pretty terrible everywhere except on the first floor.
Yeah.
Out from underneath the balcony.
Okay.
Everywhere else you can't really hear. I've seen Wicked there too, but I saw Wicked before then in South Carolina, in Charleston.
In a bigger theater.
And it was much better. No, I think the theater was comparable size, but the sound system was better. I don't know what it is about the Fox Theater. It's beautiful inside.
Yeah.
But
it looks really small.
Terrible.
The Fox looks really small.
Have you seen a show there?
No, I haven't seen anything there, but just from the outside it looks really small.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Phantom at the JFK Center in DC. So it's like super large. So I'm sure they scale it for like different sizes.
No, it's a pretty big theater. It just doesn't look big from the outside. No, it's a pretty big theater. I mean, it's got a lot of seats in there. Yeah. And I just don't. So all I have to say is I enjoy theater a lot. I listen to a lot of musicals. I talk about musicals. I sound like Donald Trump as I'm trying to explain how good.
I mean,
I'm the best at musicals.
Whatever you have to do.
I really do enjoy
to make
musicals.
your followers believe it.
And I don't like Baz Lurhmann at all because I would rather just be in the theater. If I want to watch that, I want to be in the theater.
Let the poor people have something, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you mad? Can people only have $10?
Yeah, you can go at Carmike. You can go see opera shows that are actually the opera, and there's a camera stuck at the back, and you just watch the opera.
Or you can watch Baz Lurhmann because it's pop culture, as opposed to having to read subtitles while you're trying to enjoy yourself.
Right.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I've been making people tired. You can watch an opera in English and still need subtitles. You'd be like, what are you saying right now?
I've never actually seen it. I've always wanted to go because I always see the ads at the Carmike before, like, this Thursday, come see this. And I was like, that just doesn't sound very enjoyable.
I watched a few scenes of one. No, it literally was in English, and I was just like, yo, can we get some subtitles? Like, by the time they dragged the words out, I was just like, I have no idea what this happened.
Yeah, so we're not opera fans.
So, no, I'm not a big, I can only
I do enjoy, I think that they're incredibly talented.
Yeah, it's like once a year I'm good.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Rob Banks.
No.
It's a guy who's my friend. His name is Rob Banks.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's what he does for
it does sound pretty sketchy.
He's a opera singer.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
You have a friend, her husband studied that at Juilliard.
Oh, wow.
He edits TV now.
Oh.
But, he's a baritone, like Old Man River and all that.
Yeah. But I don't know what it is, and maybe I need to do a little bit more soul searching. But every time I watch a Baz Lurhmann movie, and even my fiance, she watches this movie.
Inside? Does it just...
No, I just get annoyed. I just get angry. Like, I start getting really antsy, and then I get mad. Because I'm like, I just want to look at something. I just want to look at something. Is that so much to ask?
TV like everybody else.
Is that so much to ask?
Maybe that's why.
I just
like the fast cuts and like the all over the place. Like maybe that way.
It just doesn't do it for me.
You didn't catch it early.
It works. It works for the Bourne trilogy. I mean, it works for action movies. That's what they're for. But for a movie that's like about it's Romeo and Juliet. Like, it's not something that's
You
gonna
said
be so
that's like there's no
frenetic.
action. Like people are drawing swords the whole
No,
film.
I get that there's action.
Does I bite they thumb at me? Yes, I bite my thumb at thee.
Yeah,
Does
not
I,
at you, sir.
Yeah.
But I bite my thumb, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
it's a
I
lot
get
of
that there
fighting.
is action, but that I just when I read Romeo and Juliet, I don't think, oh man, this has to be the most like the camera's flying around and people are running around and it speeds up the film stock and it just looks fast. And so now that I watched it, it reminded me a lot of Mad Max Fury Road.
Interesting.
Have you
Okay,
seen
because
that?
I didn't see Mad Max.
So
I
a
saw
lot
the
of the
trailer.
colors are the same,
Mhm.
and a lot of like I feel like the way the people move on screen.
So you
'Cause I
feel
think
like Mad Max is derivative of Baz Lurhmann.
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
But
there you go.
I also didn't love Mad Max as much as everybody else did either.
Yeah, I don't think I would love it at all,
people
but
went crazy.
they
for that
did.
movie.
They did go ape
And so
and ham.
yeah, and so I mean I thought it was beautiful, but I just didn't love it as much as everybody else did. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah, interesting. Well,
I appreciated
like
the
speed.
achievement of
Yeah,
the film,
okay,
but
the
I
skill,
don't
the
like
skill.
I don't like the style that Baz Lurhmann
Yeah.
shoots with. That's all
I
I'm gonna
like,
say.
well, and I also think you have to kind of love or hate the pop culture elements because, I mean, in Romeo and Juliet, and obviously in the version that he did of our wonderful, wonderful Gatsby adaptation. But so he's really big on bringing in, yeah, like the soundtrack. I loved the soundtracks that he chose. They're completely poppy. It's pop music. It's like hits. It's songs that are about to be hits because they're in the movie. And so that mashup is definitely something that, in the whole look of the Romeo and Juliet. So it's so like people are like, is this punk rock? And I'm like, no, it's not. Too many colors. Punk is a little more emo. At least it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
But it's that whole mashup of like a really modern look, a really modern sound with like, in this case, an ancient story, but
Yeah.
in the case of Gatsby, like a pretty old story. So,
Right.
yeah. I
But
don't
see,
know.
I like. Have you seen Joss Whedon's Much Ado About Nothing?
No,
Came
I
out 2
haven't.
years
I
ago.
haven't. So.
I really enjoyed that.
Okay.
And it's set in modern day.
Mhm.
I don't remember the setting. Might be
Yeah.
America, might be England. I don't know.
Okay.
One of the two. And it's the original
Mhm.
text.
Okay.
So they were speaking in Shakespeare.
Yes.
But I loved everything about that movie. I mean, it was
Okay.
really subtle. It was
Mhm.
like just filmed.
Subtle.
Yeah, I'm all about my
I
subtlety.
didn't come to see subtle. I can sit in my house and look out the window and see subtle.
I
Like
know.
I didn't.
But
I'm surprised
we
you
always
don't
look
like
past
the French.
subtlety.
I'm surprised you don't like French films.
I didn't say I don't like
yeah.
French films. I just don't like the French way. That's the difference. I like French films.
It's interesting because I just remember I had a French friend, she was actually Quebecois, and we went to go see a film in Korea, and I was just like, oh my god, I hate this film, it reminds me of French film. And she's like, well, you know, the French people, we like peeping toms. Like, we just come, we look for 2 hours, we are looking, and then we are like, okay, goodbye. Like, and I was like, that explains everything, like, right there. So, and I always think that. The French are like peeping toms.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the very it's just too real. Like, I could have sat at home and looked out the window.
I
Like
know.
nothing happened. Like
But see, the difference there, in at least my opinion, and that French girl's opinions
Yes.
of things, like, I don't want to just go and look at something for 2 hours and go
Yeah.
home. I want to go look at something, be, like, deeply moved and challenged, and then go and talk about it. Like, that's why I like movies. Okay, granted, Fantastic Mr. Fox isn't the example for that, because
no,
I
it's
didn't
not.
do
That was totally French. It was like we were watching the fox and we see the fox and then after we go home, the fox is with family. It's fine. Like, why did we even come by and listen to this fox that wears a suit? First
Right,
of all,
right.
he has no tail by the end of the movie.
Do you like Roald Dahl?
So, you know what's funny is that I'm wondering now, it almost makes me want to read the book.
Yeah.
Because
I haven't read
I'm
the book.
wondering if the original book is as, shall we say, dry
Mm.
as the film. Because, you know, it's kind of the Mary Poppins. Like, I was reading one of the original, not the original Mary Poppins, but the sequel. And I was surprised by, like, how weird and kind of dry and not funny and cute the book was
Yeah.
compared to the adaptation that Disney did.
Mhm.
So I'm curious now to read the book because I do like some of the other. I mean, he was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right?
Yeah, good trying.
But then there was what's another big one? I didn't see James and the Giant Peach.
He's got the
but-
BFG coming out.
Okay,
James and the Giant
which
Peach,
that
he
looks
did.
creepy. Like I did, and actually I felt creepy about James and the Giant Peach. So maybe I don't. Maybe I just liked Willy Wonka. The 70s adaptation was not particularly creepy. The one after that was creepy.
You mean the one with Johnny
Depp? Yes,
yeah.
it was creepy. So maybe but see, creepy and bland, I wouldn't have expected bland when the other ones are creepy. So
you thought Fantastic Mr. Fox bland?
I found it a bit bland,
okay.
yes. So I did, and I felt like we were just peeping on this fox, and we see, oh, he has no tail, that is what's changed, that's it. Like, and they're pregnant again. When did they have time to make baby? It's so busy. Like, because I was like, how are y'all pregnant? Because y'all just been through so much turmoil. I don't know when y'all had time.
I thought it did happen before the movie started.
Well, that's what you thought. So I was just like, because at the end of the movie, and she's just like, oh, I'm pregnant. I'm like, when did y'all? There's so much going on. Y'all digging and stuff. Like, I don't.
There's a lot of digging.
There's a lot of digging. I'm like, you guys are digging.
That was so funny when I started digging.
Yeah, no, it was kind of funny.
So funny.
It was definitely cartoony. It was funny. But yeah, I was just like, I don't know what's happening right now. So I don't know. Well, I like things to look at. I like there to be a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, you get to look at things with Wes Anderson. Baz Lurhmann doesn't let you look at anything. By the time you've seen it, it's gone.
So maybe you have to look faster.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what the problem is. You have to look faster. Maybe that's why you didn't like Phantom. Because Phantom was kind of like that. Like, if you see Phantom on a really big stage, it's like the Phantom is up here. And then, oh, girl's popping out here. The smoke is coming out the back. There's like a boat. You'd be like, oh, snap.
No,
Where
I mean,
do I look?
Right. But I like the stage. I don't mind doing it. I don't mind moving my head around the stage to find where the action's coming from.
So you say.
I don't mind that. But I'm looking at a TV.
Yeah.
I'm looking in one direction. I don't want to look at it. And Baz Lurhmann doesn't let me look at it. I don't want to look at it.
Why don't you talk to him about that?
I have no desire to talk to him.
You're like, Baz Lurhmann, I can't look at it because you keep moving all the stuff.
Did you know his name was Mark Anthony?
Who's name?
Baz Lurhmann.
That's his real name?
It's Mark Anthony Lurhmann.
Oh my goodness.
I saw that as I looked it up on Wikipedia.
I know it's his nickname, but I didn't know what his real name was.
Yeah, it says
well, hey,
Mark Anthony Lurhmann. So
okay.
Is that why he did Romeo and Juliet? Because Mark Anthony, Julius Caesar, Shakespeare.
Wow, that was a real stretch because I'm like, oh, J-Lo's ex? Yeah.
Oh no, I went Shakespeare.
I was like, I don't know.
Okay, well.
But no, I knew that was his nickname. I didn't know what his real name was.
No, but I did start searching Baz Lurhmann, and it said Baz Lurhmann sunscreen. So is that a new movie coming out, or does he sell sunscreen?
I don't know.
He has a YouTube video called.
Everybody's
he directed.
Well, you know it's funny because
he
did like a Chanel commercial. They gave him a crazy budget for a Chanel commercial. I think Nicole Kidman might have been the one in that as well. I think it was after Moulin Rouge. Like he's done commercials that are pretty expensive. So, what is going on?
I don't know. It's a weird.
It's probably another commercial. It could be a PSA, or he could have been paid because he does get pretty big contracts for commercials. Does Wes Anderson get big contracts for commercials?
Wes Anderson did a Chase commercial or a Capital One. He did Capital One.
That's pretty bizarre.
Yeah, it was like a really long tracking shot as he was walking through set. And I was just following him as he's doing all of his meticulous directing.
So it's one of him.
Departments. Yeah, he's in it. He's in it. He didn't direct it.
Okay, because that's different.
He also directed it, I think.
Yeah.
But he was also in it. So.
I wonder if Chase is the one that also, though, that Tina Fey did a commercial for. So.
No, I think it was Capital One, not Chase. Yeah.
I wonder. She's done a credit card commercial.
I'm pretty sure he said what's in your wallet at the end, so. They don't sponsor us, but we're trying to get them to.
Right,
okay. What's in your wallet?
Yeah, all that. All what he said.
Not Capital One. That's not my wallet.
I don't know. No offense.
Does anyone even take Capital One?
Yes. I think I had one at one point. It was such a traumatic experience. I might have closed it within a year. Like, they will come for you. Like, do you see the commercial with the hordes, like, running this whole commercial? And it was Capital One, but it was talking about interest, like, theirs is better. No, that is Capital One. The hordes of, like, bandits in medieval armor coming for you, that's freaking Capital One. So, yeah. Those who know do not, but those who do not know may.
So maybe they won't sponsor us then, because we didn't talk very highly of them.
Alright, well, anything else for this week?
No, that's it. I think we're a little over time, so.
Are we?
Yeah, we're not as long as we were last week, but.
Okay, well, I guess that's it for this episode.
Yeah, come back next week, we'll talk more about movies.
Yeah, and stuff.
And comment, let us know how you feel. And email us if you're listening to it on the podcast, or Facebook us.
Yes.
Or tweet us. Yeah, my friends and pod.
You can say Twitter us. It's
Twitter
funny.
us. Twitter us. I'm a millennial. I know how Twitter works. Twitter us. Our email is don'tbethetrollspodcast@gmail.com, by the way, so in case you want to email us.
Oh,
I don't know who wants to email us.
There you go.
Should I not have put that out there?
Subscribe,
Should I not have put that out there?
No, it's totally fine. Subscribe and subscribe.
Subscribe, both on iTunes and Stitcher.
Yeah, and YouTube.
Okay. Not both, but both.
Render.